Hello, Defy EITs. I am here today filming in beautiful New York City, and I'm here with a good friend. His name is Mike Warren, and he's a private equity investor who's all the way out from Colorado joining us on talking about flipping your business 101, or flipping businesses 101, I should say. So Mike, will you just start off with, this is my normal question that I ask everyone. Will you please start off by bragging shamelessly about yourself so that the EITs know why they should listen up to what we're saying today?
Shamelessly, okay. Well, gosh, I'm God's gift. Let's say that. You can only go down from there. I've been investing in companies for over 20 years. Most of the companies that I buy, I put $0 into them. But we get equity in them, and it doesn't matter if it's a small company doing $100,000 a year or if it's a multi-million-dollar company that we take public. We do it differently than almost everybody around. Nobody understands how we do it, but it's a very creative process that is very profitable and risk-free, and we teach others how to do kind of the same thing. So I've been doing that for 20-some years. I've been, gosh.
How many companies have you invested in the process?
Probably a couple of hundred by now.
A couple of hundred companies that you've bought and flipped.
Well, no, not always flip. Sometimes you don't flip them right away. Sometimes because if they're making money,
and we're going to get into this in this course, right?
It's throwing out the cash, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's time and a place for everything, but so it just depends.
And we're going to get into that. But first, Bragg, what were you about to say about marriage?
Oh yeah, married, 2 kids, one in college, so got to pay for the college, and another one getting ready to go, and so yeah, it's about living the life that I want and that's important to me, not living somebody else's dream.
Mm-hmm. And in getting to know you a little bit, I've found out some quirky things about you. So Mike is going diving with some sharks, where
Great
you're
white sharks,
in a great white sharks, where you're in a metal cage, and they sprinkle blood all around you to attract the sharks.
Well, no, they don't really sprinkle. They throw buckets of it.
They throw buckets of blood, and this is for fun. This is for leisure.
Yes.
Yes. Any other crazy things that our EITs should know about you while we're on this kick?
Well, I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie, so most people don't know it, and they probably look at us, always wearing a coat or a tie or something, but I actually used to MMA, a lot of the cage fighting. So I'm an instructor in Krav Maga, and so they were like, wow, okay, they never would have guessed it, so ex-military.
You think you could take me?
No, I wouldn't try.
Smart answer for this filming right now. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't try.
All right. So thank you for that introduction. Let's start off by talking about, first of all, what does it even mean, flipping a business? Define that.
Okay, so flipping a business in its basic sense means that you go out and you find a company, and it doesn't matter what the size of the company is. You find a company, you buy it, or you structure the purchase of the company. It doesn't mean that it has to have your money, which is a nice thing about it. So you buy it, you find ways of growing it. We have a very simple process that we use to grow a company. It works every single time, and then you turn around and you resell it. And our model is typically a 3-year period. So we buy it, we grow it, we resell it, and we do it in 3 years. And typically we're tripling the value of the company in that 3-year period and turn around and sell it. But the best thing about flipping a business that doesn't exist anywhere else, this is the world of Wall Street, where when you're working with a business, you sell the company for a multiple of what it makes or what it earns. So let's say you got a company that makes $100, right? That's its net profit. I can sell that company for somewhere around $300 to $600. So if you say a company's worth $1 million and it does $1 million a year in revenue, I can sell the company for somewhere between $3 and $6 million. But I can only do that in the world of business. It doesn't work in real estate, doesn't work in any other types of investment. It only works when you're buying and selling companies.
Okay, so I would love to get to the point where I can sell a company at a certain multiple. That sounds really awesome. But before I do that, I guess I have to start a company, or what we're talking about today is actually just buying a company. And you mentioned to me, I don't even know how to do this, but you mentioned buying a company with its own cash, like I don't have to put any of my money into it. Explain that. Okay,
so you said a bunch of different things there, so let's try to tackle them a little bit one at a time, right? And I'll go kind of backwards, which is, can you buy a company with none of your own money? And the answer is absolutely. You can buy any size company from $0 to $1 billion. For instance, WhatsApp, which is a very popular texting application that goes around the world for users, Facebook just paid $19 billion for that company. Now, they have no revenue. They make no money, yet Facebook paid $19 billion for this company.
Staggering.
So you have to ask yourself, well, why would a company like Facebook spend $19 billion? Well, it turns out that WhatsApp, the application for a phone, has 500 million users. Has 500 eyeballs that are going to look at their ads that are going to be running through that application. That's what they were buying, was a future revenue stream that company could generate.
Got it.
So when I look at buying a company, and I'll buy a company, and my goal is I want to minimize my risk and maximize my return. So I actually look at it differently. Most people say, oh, well, if you want a high rate of return, you must be having some kind of a high risk. I actually look at it opposite. I do almost everything opposite of what most people do, and that's why my stuff works, because I don't follow the crowd. So the lower my risk, the higher my rate of return. That's what I do. So I don't put money into these companies that I buy. And for instance,
I just want to stop you right there. The
Okay.
lower your risk, the higher your rate of return?
That's correct. I do it
Which
totally
is
opposite.
which is contrary, because usually the higher your risk, the higher the rate of return.
Right.
So now you've really got me interested.
Okay, good.
Keep going then.
Good.
Thank you.
But, right, let's talk about what does risk mean and what does that imply? Well, risk can be time or money, right? Reputation, all sorts of different things. But most people think about it's time or money. Most people really jump to the money aspect. Say, well, how much money am I going to put into a deal? Well, if you're buying a company, let's say it's $1 million company, plenty of these companies out there. For instance, I'll give you just some statistics. If you were to go out on Google right now and you type in the phrase business for sale, you come up with about 1.5 billion search results.
Wow. EITs, try it. Try it at home. This is something you can try at home. Type in
Business for sale
into Google.
into
Okay.
Google, and you'll see just how many companies are actually for sale. Now, some of them say they want all cash. Some of them are, they're all over the place. I don't need all of them to say yes. I only need one. Right? Because that's all anybody here that's watching right now, that's all you need is one company to say yes, and you get a deal, then you turn around, you grow it, and you turn around, you resell it for a multiple. Not only are you selling it for more than what you bought it for, but you're growing in the meantime, you're getting all the cash flow, all the profits, so you're living the dream that you want to have, the lifestyle that you want to have, and then you sell it for a lot more than you paid for it, which means you can now take that profit. If you wanted to reinvest it, you could go out and buy multiple companies yourself.
Okay, this sounds so exciting to me that it kind of sounds like a scam.
That's good. That's good.